Lo mein is a fun and easy dinner to make, and cooking it at home makes it a lot healthier for you too. Most Chinese takeout contains large amounts of added oil, high amounts of sodium, soy, and MSG, also commonly known as monosodium glutamate. And in this video, I'm going to show you how I like to make it with a lot less oil and salt and without soy and MSG. Consuming MSG has been linked to headaches, abdominal pain, and hives within a few hours of consumption of it. Personally, I experienced the headaches, and now I try to avoid it in my foods as much as possible, which in some cases means that I need to recreate my favorite foods at home, like this Chinese takeout. But that's okay because it's delicious and it's fun and easy to make. And I'm going to show you how. So I started by prepping all of my vegetables. I love to add lots of veggies into my lo mein or even my homemade stir fries. And what's great about it is that you can make a medley of vegetables and use up whatever you have on hand and whatever's left over in your fridge. So sometimes this is a great meal to make at the end of the week when you just have a couple of things here and there, and you can just add it all together and use it up and repurpose them in a different way and make a new meal, which is a really nice way to use up your food. So, and keep things fresh and exciting. So I chopped up some onion, baby bella mushrooms, and some red bell pepper. I left them fairly large in size. If I were making a stir fry with rice, then I would have probably just chopped them up a little smaller, but this is personal preference and you can kind of just choose it as you like. But with the pasta being long, I wanted the veggies to be a little longer in size. Then I also peeled up some carrot and I chopped up some broccoli. If you are low on time, then a lot of grocery stores sell freshly prepped and chopped vegetables like onions and peppers, broccoli, and shredded carrots. So that would be a very simple thing when you are low on time and like just trying to get dinner on the table in the middle of the week, and you can just grab that, skip this entire chopping process, and just automatically go to sauteing it. But it is going to be a little bit more money when you are doing that. Everything's kind of a trade-off in life. It's okay, whatever you decide and want to do. Another thing you can do as well is just use frozen vegetables. So you can see, I've seen like frozen package of onions and bell peppers, and then you can get a frozen package of broccoli and then a frozen package of the carrots. And that would be a really simple thing to do as well, again, if you're low on time. And also they won't go bad, so you can just like get it and just leave it in your freezer until you're ready to use it. But personally, I prefer the taste and texture of the fresh vegetables, but in a pinch, the frozen ones work really well as well. Then I like to steam the broccoli for a few minutes, and then I will add that to the rest of the vegetables later on. So what I do is I just put them in a microwave safe container and I put them in the microwave for about 2.5 minutes. You can definitely steam them on the stovetop if you prefer that and you don't want to use the microwave. Okay, so now as you can see, it is time to slice up the pork. If you don't like pork or you don't have any on hand, then you can definitely swap it out for chicken or shrimp. For the pork and the chicken, you can slice it into thin strips and bite-sized pieces, and then add this into a bowl for a few seasonings. I use salt, freshly ground black pepper, some garlic powder, and onion powder. And then I also grated on a lot of ginger. A little trick that I like to do with the ginger is freeze it the night before, and this makes it a lot easier to grate. You can use a box grater, but I personally think that the microplane is a lot easier to use. I will link the one that I have in the description box below. And then you're going to mix that all together, and then you're going to heat up a cast iron pan with some avocado oil. There are two tricks that I have found when using cast iron to cook your food, especially for a dish like this, is to, one, you want to make sure that it is seasoned well. I actually bought my pan pre-seasoned, and then I just make sure that I season it after each use, and then I just clean it properly. I don't use soap or anything to clean it. I can actually make a whole video talking about that if you guys would like. Just let me know down in the comment section. But yeah, so there's that. And then also you got to get it nice and hot before you add your food in. When you do those two things and over time with use, this really does become a really wonderful nonstick, and it is non-toxic, which is great. Something that I'm trying to be very intentional about this year. And I started last year, but more so this year that I'm trying to be super intentional with it. But like everything else, it is a little bit of like a learning curve, and I just had to figure out how to get comfortable with it. And now I feel like I'm finally getting to that point. So that's great. So you are going to saute all of the pork until they're golden brown on each side and fully cooked through. And then once that is done, you're going to set it aside in a large serving bowl, and you're going to start sauteing the vegetables. So there are a lot of vegetables here. So what I did is I just sauteed them in small batches. So first up were the onions, and then once those were golden brown, I I sauteed the mushrooms and the bell peppers. At this point, you're going to season them with some salt and pepper. It is okay to salt these things. You do want to bring out the flavor here. The big problem when it comes to like the sodium content of like a stir fry or a lo mein is really when you're looking at the soy sauce. And since we are not using soy sauce for this recipe, we are dramatically lowering that sodium content just based off of that. So adding a little bit of salt onto the onion and the mushroom is okay. It's not going to be that much, and it is just going to flavor your food. Now, while that is cooking, you're going to boil up some water for your noodles. You can use traditional lo mein noodles, but I personally don't love them. So I just use regular pasta, and I've tried like the quote unquote healthy pastas that are out there, but if you ask me, you just can't compete with like regular pasta. So I don't eat it all the time, and when I do, I just enjoy it. And so that's my take on it, and that's just what I do. But feel free to use whatever pasta you would like, and then you're just going to stir that once you first put the pasta in, and then periodically while it's cooking so that the noodles don't stick to the bottom of the pot or to each other. And once it's done, you can drain the water, set it aside until you're done making the gravy, which you will see me make in just a second. I added in my peeled carrots and steamed broccoli, and now I am making the sauce. So instead of using soy sauce or tamari, which is still made from soy, I am using coconut aminos instead, which is made from fermented coconut palm sap, and it is much lower in sodium content than soy sauce. Soy sauce is made from fermented soybeans, and it is very high in sodium, and it also contains isoflavones that have a chemical structure that is similar to our estrogen that is just normally found in our body, and thus it can cause some weak estrogenic or anti-estrogenic activity. Nutrition and health information on soy is conflicting. Some sources consider it to be a health food, and other sources show it being potentially linked to health issues like breast cancer and thyroid problems. Personally, I have chosen to avoid it as much as possible in my foods. Soy is in like so many foods. It's actually kind of like overwhelming, but I will talk about that in a future video. Since I had a lot of vegetables and pork, I put in 4 tablespoons of coconut aminos and 2 teaspoons of sesame oil and a cup and a half of beef broth. I like a lot of gravy, plus the pasta is going to soak it up pretty quick, and so this way it is not dry. So I let that cook and simmer for about 3 minutes, and then I thickened it with some cornstarch and water. If you are trying to avoid cornstarch, then you can use arrowroot starch instead, or freshly ground flour that is from soft wheat berries. I diluted 1 tablespoon of the cornstarch with 2 tablespoons of water. Again, you could use the arrowroot starch or the flour instead, and then I just slowly poured that into the pan and stirring it at the same time so that it didn't lump up. And then I just let that simmer for an additional 2 minutes until it looked like that. And now I just put the pork in and stir that all together. And now it is time to combine the pasta with the pork and the vegetables and the gravy. And then I just used my tongs to mix it all together. And now, if you want to get a little fancy and just take this one step further and really feel like you just got Chinese takeout, then you can get these cute little containers off of Amazon. I'll link the ones that I got down below in the description box. And they just add to the eating experience, and I just think it's really fun. And then I just like to top my lo mein with some sesame seeds, and it's a nice garnish. Plus sesame seeds are a great source of calcium, so it's just another added nutrient benefit there. And if only I could eat with chopsticks, I would use that, but I can't, so I just grabbed a fork. So thanks for watching this recipe of the week video. Let me know what other recipes you'd like to see me make, and please subscribe to join my Wellness Warrior community here on YouTube. I share videos each week on how you can improve your everyday wellness with good food and natural living. So thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. As always, stay well, my friends, and enjoy. Bye.